The story of one of Hollywood's most in-demand facialists didn't start in a spa. Shani Darden came to LA as a model and a backup dancer. She landed a job at a top dermatologist's office, and before she knew it, celebrities like Jessica Alba, Kelly Rowland, and Chrissy Teigen came calling. Now, Shani's products are on all store shelves in Sephora in North America. And if you ask her, it all started as a little girl in upstate New York struggling with her self-esteem. Take me back to upstate New York. You're a young girl, a lot of people around that don't really look like you. What was that like?
It was really hard, actually. It was hard to find, as I was getting older, find makeup. There were no hair products. It wasn't like the best thing ever, I will tell you that. I mean, it was hard. There's not a lot of Black people. There weren't when I was growing up, so it was definitely a very big challenge. It was my favorite thing, so that's why when I had the opportunity to move to LA, it was immediately for me.
You were making your own mask concoctions, like a little scientist, a little chemist?
So when I was younger, I used to always have a rash. I have one even now. I always was allergic to everything, so I would mix weird masks, and I'd try them on my friends. And I remember I really wanted to go to a dermatologist, and we didn't have one in Plattsburgh. They have one now, I just found out. So we had to drive to Burlington, Vermont to go to a dermatologist, and I had to wait a month to get in to see the dermatologist. And I remember I just thought it was the coolest, greatest thing. Right. That and the Mary Kay lady. The Mary Kay lady, I wanted to be the Mary Kay lady. I hung out with the Mary Kay lady. I wanted to be trained. That was what I was gonna be when I was younger.
Yeah. And what a difference between LA and there, where there's a dermatologist on every corner.
I know.
So.
And no Mary Kay lady, for sure.
Well, how did you get here? How did you get to LA?
So I originally came out here because I was modeling in Montreal, Canada, and an agent found me there, said, come to LA, you're gonna be a huge model. And I got here and immediately started booking music videos.
Okay, whose music videos? I gotta ask.
My big one was LL Cool J, something like a phenomenon. And I was definitely in the corset rolling around. I'll send it to you for sure. It's one of my favorites.
All right, so you're rolling around in a corset, and then you're like, okay, but my thing is skincare. How did you break into that?
In my mind, I just knew I wanted to work at a spa. So I got a job as a receptionist at several different spas in hopes that eventually I would work as a massage therapist or maybe an esthetician. I didn't know. Went to school to be a massage therapist. I was like, wow, I don't have that gift. Went to school to be an esthetician. I was like, oh, wow, this is it. I was pregnant with my second child, Lennon, and I didn't feel like it was the end of my pregnancy, and I was like, I just can't get up and go to work every day like this. I can't do this. And my friend said, well, you have this back office at your house. Why don't you set it up and people will start coming? And I was like, no one's coming to my house. Everyone came to my house. Wow. It was insane.
Let's talk retinol.
Yes.
Let's talk retinol. I feel like that's kind of put you on the map.
Yeah.
How did you and retinol become such great friends? So
working for the dermatologist, at the time, there really weren't any other over-the-counter retinols. There was one other brand, I think it was SkinCeuticals, but there were no other retinols, and everyone was using prescription retinol because that's all I would see at the dermatologist. And I got to see how effective it was, what it can do for your skin, but there was so much downtime, you're more sensitive and you're dry and you can get irritated. So when I left and went on my own, I was like, I want to make a retinol that everyone can use. And that's really where it came from. I called a chemist. I had no idea what I was doing. Called a chemist. I probably Googled chemists in LA. And I helped to formulate retinol reform. And that's kind of where it happened. And I tested that for so long, for about probably a year and a half on all my clients, and they were obsessed.
It was the same passion Shani had as a little girl, to create products she could not find. Retinol Reform sold out in 1 month at Sephora. Today, her line includes cleansers, moisturizers, and facial tools. We've got to get some tips from you. What are some basic things for skincare that everyone should do?
I mean, wash your face, don't go to bed with your makeup on, always wear SPF. I think that's probably the biggest thing. If you did nothing but wash your face and use sunscreen and stay out of the sun, you'd be okay. But you just have to remember all the problems that you get as you age are because of sun damage, not wearing sunscreen. You have to wear it every day.
Anyone out there that is watching this right now and they're probably trying to pursue their dream or start something, what advice would you give somebody? What would you say? Because as you were saying, you never thought, okay, maybe I'd be this big skincare mogul. And look, you are. And here you are.
I would say you have to really follow what you believe in. Everyone's going to tell you no. Everyone's going to tell you not everyone, but a lot of people are going to tell you your ideas aren't right. I've had it happen so many times. So I think you just have to really believe in yourself, and you have to work. You have to work really hard. It definitely doesn't come easy at all.
All right, a big thanks to Shani and her team.